Well, welcome back to Pennsylvania in this cold winter that we're having. Just want to talk to you about East versus West a little bit because I know that Global 46 is being highlighted by HBG, kind of a re-release on this original expansion, coming out with its own map and accessories. So I wanted to highlight some things for V4. It's been updated. I've had some questions about the scenarios. So Operation Pluto is really the operation that's a historical 1946 situation, but it's not a historical attack. It's a Soviet surprise attack on the Western Allies, and that's what the new map is for. It's primarily for this because it's got updated country names, updated coloring to match the alignment, for example, of how Europe is divided up between East and West, and occupation of Germany as it's been split and everything else. So the Philippines are changed, the situation in China, Korea split, and so on. And there's more. There's a lot more. So, but then there's five other scenarios you can play either from a start point or as a continuation of a Global 36 game. And let me show you, my neighbor and I, you've seen him on YouTube. We're playing a game right now. This is the tail end of a 36 game. Now, we were playing some other expansions, kind of play testing, Oil Wars and Quartermaster Supplies, which I love that expansion because of the resource constraints. We were also playing Tankograd. But as we played this game, we included, you can see this uranium marker, we included the technology from the East versus West or Global 46 expansion. Why? Because we want to employ it. So the United States in this game has a heavy water plant and their nuclear research here in Washington, D.C., and they've built a nuclear plant. So they are nuclear capable, and they can deliver nukes on the board at any time. Now, he has not done so yet, even though we're really late in the game. At this point, we've not concluded Global 36, so we have not achieved any of these situations that you see here. Operation Unthinkable. Berlin basically has to be crippled. And by crippling the Western axis, the Allies would surprise attack Japan. And there are things that happen as part of that. Or if you look at the other scenarios, there are also situations where somebody is being very successful and it causes either a truce between Germany and the Soviets or Germany and the Western Allies, or Japan and the Western Allies, if Japan is super successful. So it's kind of was tough to develop this game because there are more scenarios than that. For example, right now in our game, if you look at Western Europe, while the Japanese are almost in a historical situation in the East, the Germans in 1945 are still holding on to Paris. Quite well, I might add. So, will we have the opportunity for the Soviets and the Allies to go to war? Now, you can do that as part of your Global 36 game, but and you can adapt these rules to fit, but it wouldn't necessarily meet this situation where Germany becomes basically a minor power that is controlled by the U.S. or the British. And then an Axis alliance split. Now, in the latest V4 updates to the rules. I don't know if this will ever happen naturally, but if Germany and Japan are that successful, possessing all of the city-states or cities that we mentioned, they would go to war with each other. So the rules essentially include an explanation, some victory conditions, and if, for example, for 1946 has its own 1946 setup, which is very detailed and took quite a bit of research, which I had some help on from someone who I've worked with in other gaming arenas. Operation Unthinkable, which is the Allied attack on the Soviets. This further explains things. But if you wanted to play that from a standalone game, just set up your 1936 map with a 1945 setup, you could do that. And this is very historical, based on July of 1945. So I encourage you to give that a whirl. And then lastly, the Axis Split, mostly because I thought it would be fun, is included in here. Additionally, we have very specific things that happen with a Japanese surrender and Chinese Civil War reigniting. And you can employ that in any game when Japan surrenders. Technology, we employed from the very beginning of our game. And we actually had, neither one of us have advanced beyond, say, into late armor and missile technology or late jet fighters. Partisans, another optional event within the game. Strong impact that they can make. And then Neuschwabenland. For fun, we included that now as an expansion within an expansion that you can employ with the Neuschwabenland expansion that you can purchase from HBG. So I want to encourage you to dive into that. And then I wanted to quickly show you a couple things. One is you have these really well done, updated attack and defense boards for Global 46. It includes items, for example, on the attack side, we have the late jet fighter, we have the late armor that can be utilized as part of this game. It's updated as you compare that with the previous board. You can see the difference, very iconic with US flags. And then this is a timeline expansion. You put it right on your timeline. Nice, heavy. This is not cardboard like the Play-Raid. This is, I think it's basically styrene, but very small, nicely lays on your IPP chart. You could put it left justified on the top of the chart and continue to play your game. So I will show you the map and the setup, and I've got to talk to my partner, but once we finish this game, we'll probably play Global 46. And so I hope you enjoy the release of this expansion as its own standalone game. Make your Global 36 games that much more fantastic, kind of extend it out. I know everybody needs another day around the map table, and so have a great war, if you can say that.